Hey guys, I am back with another horror collection update video. I got a whole bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays here to want to talk about, so I'm going to begin. Alright, so first up, we have the Scream Factory release of Creepshow. Really happy to have this in my collection. I actually ordered this from the Scream Factory's website because I didn't do my due diligence, and I thought that this edition could only be gotten from their website in this, in this setup with the hard box, similar to what they did with the special edition of Nightbreed. But turns out that that wasn't the case, and ended up paying more for it than I really wanted to. I got the lithograph here as well as the poster. There's a YouTuber that I watch, and he goes by the name of Richard Diaz, and he does a lot of videos about upcoming releases. And he made a video. He was saying that there was a problem with this release initially, but also the people that ordered the poster and lithograph actually got theirs last. I actually ordered a regular copy off of Amazon for my buddy Grant, and his copy actually beat my copy to my home, because normally Scream Factory is supposed to send the stuff 2 weeks in advance, and this one didn't. I got it, I think it was like a day or two after it actually was supposed to have come out, like for sale. Also, there's been issues with Scream Factory too, where they're not releasing their stuff to the brick and mortar retailers right away. They're making people wait a couple weeks, which I've noticed, because I haven't seen any of the steelbook copies for either of the Halloween 2 or 3 and Night of the Demons. They're not in stores in my area for some reason, at least not yet. So I am happy to have this one in my collection, and I do like the fact that they did it in a hard box. That way it can go nicely with the aerial release of Creepshow 2. So Creepshow. Right, now this next pickup is one that I wish I actually ordered from the company that released it, and that's Incubus. I have watched Aaron Pin do an unboxing video on this one, and they do have a really nice slipcover that goes with this. Like, I wasn't too crazy about this cover artwork, but the one on the alternate side of the slipcover was really nice. I actually saw this movie at the theater back in the day. It was a double feature. My mom took me and my sisters to go see this with Beastmaster, which was like a weird combination of two movies, very different. And especially seeing this one in the theater, especially with the subject matter of this one. But I always liked this movie, and I missed out on the DVD release of this one, so I'm really happy to have this one. A decent amount of special features as well with this, and it's region free. All right. Next up, we have Mandy, and this is a film that I found out through Leo of Legion of Doom fame. I really enjoyed this one a lot. It stars Nicolas Cage, and for me, he's 2 for 2 right now between this and Mom and Dad, and hopefully he can keep making decent movies, because he's made so many bad ones that I got to the point where I didn't want to see him in anything anymore. But I did enjoy him in Mom and Dad, and I really enjoyed him in this one. Really cool movie. I actually saw this in the theater as well. I played it at one theater in my town. I only had one showing, and it was super late. This release also comes with an alternate artwork, and that's that there. This is the US release. I'm not too sure about the Canadian one. Hadn't picked it up to check and see if it does have alternate artwork, but now I'm happy that I did get this one and not the Canadian release. Not too much in the way of special features, but I haven't checked out the deleted and extended scenes yet, or the behind the scenes of Mandy, but they're really awesome. All right, this next pickup I just got today, and this is Cut and Run. This is an upgrade for me. I do have the original Anchor Bay DVD. This one has both cuts of the film, the unrated and theatrical. I think this one stars Michael Berryman. This is a Code Red release. This is really awesome, especially to get these things in Canada, because I know the guy doesn't like to deal with Canadian customers, but picked this up at Sunrise Records. And I'm looking forward to checking this one out again. This one actually has decent special features on it as well, like lots of interviews and stuff like that. So that's Cut and Run. All right, now these next couple pickups are all from Cinema One. I was talking to the clerk there last week, and she was telling me that they had switched distributors, and I kind of got worried, because they have like the best selection in my town for the boutique labels, and but because they had switched distributors, they were able to get some deals on some Arrow titles. So I'll show you what I picked up. All right. First up, we have Death Walks on High Heels. Well, not too much look at the back of that one. I got this one for $15. And Death Walks at Midnight. Now, they also had the Killer Dame set. I always want to say Killer Deadly Dames because of Mandy's channel. But they had the Killer Dame set for $19. And I was really looking to see if they had the alternate sets, which was these two movies, Death Walks with High Heels and Death Walks at Midnight. But they didn't have it. Because I was thinking if they did have it, chances are that would have been $20 too. But I'm still happy to get these two movies for half the cost of what they normally go for. So I need to sit down and actually watch these now. And last up for the Blu-rays, we have the American Horror Project. I got this one for $30. It's got 3 movies in the book. The only thing about this set, from what I understand, is that 2 out of the 3 movies aren't very good. We have The Premonition, The Witch That Came from the Sea, and Carnival of Blood. And I think The Witch Who Came from the Sea is like the one good movie in this set. And I think the other 2 aren't supposed to be that good. But I couldn't put it down. I picked it up. I saw that it was $30. And I'm thinking, oh, because normally that's the price for one of the boutique titles at Cinema One. So $30 for 3 movies in a book is pretty awesome. So I'll have to sit down and watch this at some point. All right. Now on to the DVDs. And I'm going to start with the one non-horror title. And that's Gwendolyn, and this is the severed release of this. This is kind of like a sexploitation version of Indiana Jones. I actually watched this on VHS tape back in the day, and I really hated this movie. But, you know, with nostalgia and everything, and it's also the unrated director's cut, that I figure I'd give this one another chance, and hopefully, you know, through nostalgia's eyes, I'll actually enjoy this one. All right. Next up, we have The Unnameable. I'm really happy to have this in my collection as well. This is a DVD. I really wanted the Blu-ray, but I had slept on it and the price went up, and then didn't really want to order it from the States, and this was fairly cheap. And all the special features are the same. It's just not Blu-ray with the slipcover. I wish they kept the slipcover as well, but I guess they really want you to get those the Blu-ray. I picked this one up because I really wanted to have this one to go with The Unnameable 2, which I bought at Big Lots a few years ago for like $3. So I'll sit down one day and actually watch both of these movies back to back. I always liked this one. I remember renting this one from Applause Video back in the 80s. So really looking forward to checking this one out again. All right. Next up, we have Bone Hill Road. Just picked this one up yesterday. I first heard about this movie from The Last Shoegazer. I think he's friends with the director, and I watched Leo's video for this one. In fact, I'll put a link to his video because like his thoughts on this movie are pretty much spot on. Like, it's a decent werewolf movie. It's got great werewolf effects, some of it not so great. Decent gore effects and not so decent gore effects. The problem that I have with this movie is that they decided to have a human villain in it. And there was actually 2, one at the very beginning and one later on into the movie. And like he said, he didn't like the abusive husband character at the beginning because the guy couldn't act. The other guy that plays serial killer, he does act fairly well, and he's really annoying to me because I just wanted him to die. But it's just weird because it starts off with werewolves and then it goes to a serial killer thing and then brings back werewolves at the end, when it probably should have just stuck with just the werewolves. So if they really wanted to have a human villain, they should have got like a better actor to play the abusive husband, and he should have been the one following them because they kind of break down and then they get menaced by these werewolves because they're kind of running away from the abusive husband. He should have been the villain, and he should have got his comeuppance with the werewolves. You know, this is a very short movie as well. Leo had a problem also with there's some characters that were introduced midway through the movie that weren't properly introduced, and that if they did that, they probably could have short up another 10 minutes and made it feature length. There's also a post-credit sequence with this one as well. So there we go, Bone Hill Road. All right, next up we have Terrifier. Now, I was really happy to get this one because this one didn't officially get a Canadian release. I actually picked this up from Family Video, and I really like the gore with it. I like the look of the killer. The story really isn't there, and it kind of just goes in circles a bit, but it's got decent gore. Maybe I'll watch this again next Halloween because this one takes place during Halloween. I don't know if I focus or not, but there's the killer there. All right. Next up, we have Day of the Dead. This is the Anchor Bay release. Really happy to have this one in my collection again. I had this before, but I was stupid and I sold it because I bought the Scream Factory edition. And then one day I was thinking, you know, I really liked listening to the Roger Avery commentary, which is on this one, which wasn't ported over to the Scream Factory release. I actually found this at Goodwill for like $3.50, and this one's actually in better shape than the one I originally had. So it even has the booklet in here, which is kind of cool. So I will be hanging on to this one for sure now. And last up for this update, we have the latest Day of the Dead remake. And this one's Day of the Dead Bloodline. And I got this one for $1, which is probably the perfect price point for this movie. This is the Canadian edition. The other edition has much better artwork. This one actually kind of reminds me of the first season of Fear the Walking Dead. In fact, when I see this, it threw me off. I thought it actually was Fear, except it was just missing the guys playing basketball. I have mixed feelings about this movie. The first problem I have is the main character, which is the female scientist, essentially gets a whole bunch of people killed in this movie, and part of it was almost needlessly, and it was really annoying. And another thing too is they have a bub substitute in this movie. Only problem is they show him before he was a zombie, and he was kind of rapey. And then when he became a zombie, he was still essentially sentient enough to still be rapey, which was kind of weird seeing Bub's character as like a secondary villain, because they do have a road stand-in for this one as well. And so I don't know, like this one has decent gore on it, and this film probably would have been better if they just went ahead and just made a zombie movie and not try to tie itself to the Romero series. So weird that they keep remaking these movies. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this update. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.